Hello, welcome back. And here you thought you weren't going to see me till Thursday. Anyway, I just want to do a real quick overview just to clarify what the homework was due for next Thursday, what's required for this week. I know I made some adjustments, but I also made some adjustments in Blackboard. I made some adjustments to the document I gave you, so this way you'll have everything. So let's go back and let's see what we have here. So you're in Blackboard, and what I wanted you to do, you go into the weekly assignments, or remember everything's to the weekly assignments, or you could get it in the art before you had the article review. I changed the tab here so it says store comparison and article review submission, so it makes it easier, so it doesn't confuse you. I'm adjusting. All right, so if I click on this, and here's where I will submit my write-up at. All right, but if I go to the, you could submit it here. This is where I originated usually, so you can submit it any time, as many times as you want, and you're not tied up to if the week is open or week is closed. So I will. Another way of accessing this is go to your weekly assignment, and let's see. So this one here I'm going to turn off because we're already done. Okay, this one is open now. We're talking about, and this is week 3. Will be that we'll be doing the discussion. So you're going to go into I'm going to go into student mode, and I do that so you could actually, so I could see that I got everything connected and opened up for you. Okay, 1 second. Go into student mode, enter student preview. I'm going to try to keep this real short. For some reason I'm not getting in here. There we go. Alright, student mode. So I'm going to come in here in the weekly assignments. I'm going to come into week 2. Click on that. I'm a little stuck. And here you have this link that comes to here. So all this the link is. And you also have the new write-up. You click on this and you'll see the new PDF file. You click on it and it'll open up, hopefully. Alright, I'm going to save it and then open it up. Now I already have it opened up here, so if I look at the PDF file, I'll open this up, and let's see if it just worked out. I highlighted the areas that I changed. So I'll close this off, and I'll just bring it into the Word document. I already have it. Okay, so here's what happens. I updated it. Remember, this assignment is in lieu of one of the article reviews. You have to do 2 for this class, or it's 70 points, 35 points each. Here you have, I changed it from 10 points to 35 to reflect the assignment, so you make sure the due date is on the due date. You'll see on there, I think it's next week before class starts, so we could have a discussion. And so instead of just one, anytime you see yellow is where I made the adjustment. You'll look at 2 different stores or 2 different departments and see what's the difference, okay, within the stores. And you'll compare the 2 stores or the 2 departments. If it's like a Target or Walmart, it's kind of hard to compare that. Find a department from one Target and then go to a Walmart, a similar department. Then you could have a comparison to see which retail operation is the best. And the reason I'll explain later on when we go on is that as a small owner or business owner, I want to see what my competitors doing, see what works, and see if I could adjust it to me. Nothing illegal about this, nothing unethical about this. I'm just seeing how they're laid out, seeing kind of merchandise they have, how they set up the pricing. So it gives me a good reflection whether I charge higher or I charge lower, depending on my what do you call my inventory, or what my store or my idea of what I'm selling. Okay, now you're going to have all this. It tells the racks. Look at the store. Remember what I wanted you to do in this course. This may be the only business class you have. I want you to start looking to the lens of a business owner. You may not be business owners. You may be sellers. You may be buyers for a company. You may be window dressers. A lot of different things. You may be designers. You may be trying to sell your product. But you have to understand the customer. And in this case, it would be the supply chain, either the ultimate customer or other businesses. Understand other businesses gives you a good idea what the customer sees, and through their lens, and what could I do to adjust it by looking at the strengths, weakness, of that business and see, look at their weaknesses, see if maybe I could come up with a strength to overcome their weaknesses, so customers will come at least look at my products from my store. Okay, all right. So you do all that, and then here's the part when we're going to come into the Thursday during class. We're going to come in, instead of an article review, we'll break up in groups, and you'll talk about your business. I selected a small boutique, or I selected a men's suit place or shirt place, and I looked at another ones comparing it to it. So after you, the customers, have shopped in this department or a store, if it's a smaller store, it's real easy to, you don't have to worry about the department. You don't have any department. Everything's out there. If it's a larger store, break it down by department. Would you return to this department within either of the stores or both? Give me some information on that. Why or why not? Suggestions. How would you improve? Which one you saw is better? Remember, you're from your eyes. Well, I kind of like the way service was handled here. I like the way the material, the display, the way the layout of the store is set up. Those are the things you're looking at. Because if I understand those, I know what the customers are doing. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Hey, I see a lot of people like this or coming up there. Okay? You're trying to identify value added to the departments you're looking at, between customer service, image of the store, the department, from the cost value added from chapter 2, and then chapter 3 you're looking at what kind of retail goods or services. See my mind map, it breaks it down. And then think about a SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. You're going to be working on one for your marketing campaign. But right now, just look at the department and look at the strength of the department, the layout, everything else that you're looking up in here, these 14 things, and then look at their weaknesses and try to identify them. I want you to start looking at it as a competitor, other than a customer. Look at a customer, you already know what you like or don't like. Now try to take that and try to open up your business to try to do the strengths of other competitors, so people come in to look at you, at least come into your store. Okay, here's a guideline. It must be 70 words or plus. It's about like 2 pages, 2.5. Before I said 3 pages, but it depends. So this way, it's usually 350 words per page, double space, and you're not submitting it. I think here it says be typewritten, double space, proofread each sentence, and that's your grammar check, and submit it in Blackboard. Before it's a staple, submit it in a folder. Remember, this was an exercise I did about 5 years ago when I started teaching this class, and then I changed. I did different exercises. I'm always adjusting, always trying to fine tune. But in a case like this, I needed something to offset an article review, because a lot of students were having, you didn't get the book yet, all right? So you didn't finish it, so this would be a stopgap. And that's something you have to understand in business. You can't just say, oh, it's not there, especially if you're your own owner. What could I do to satisfy the customer? He or she may not have what I exactly want, but I can make him happy, or I can say, hey, I'll give you a rain check. Come back next time, I'll give you 20% off. I'm really sorry. Whatever. Look at the department, but look at the layout. Right now, you're just looking at the layout and see the different materials and see, is it higher grade, lower grade, everything else, you got the 14 item. And then you'll submit it in Blackboard. Okay, so let's go back to the Blackboard. So now I'm going to show you we're going to submit. I'm in Blackboard now. Oops, am I in Blackboard? I got kicked out. Oh, let me just close this. Okay, so this printout here is basically a copy for you that I just showed you. Now you could come and compare to retail stores. This is worth 35 points is in lieu of article review. Here's the due date. I think it's Thursday before 6 o'clock. So you have the last minute. For my last minute, I know you're working nights. I know you have a lot of stuff. Some of you are working a couple of jobs. You got a lot of requirements. You're working all over. I'm trying to be flexible with you. You'll do fine. Do the test. You got all week to do it. And some of the stores you're already visiting anyway. So you will come in here. I also have the same PDF file in case you're on your smartphone and you're not on Blackboard. You see how I put this the information you need in different places to make it easier for you. So there can't be no excuse, I didn't know what you wanted. Okay, so you're gonna, instead of you could write it in a Word document or Google Doc, cut and paste it and put it in here if you want. You could put it as a PDF file. I'm encouraging you now to start using Microsoft Word. Your final project in the template is going to be a Word document, and that's the way it's going to be submitted. So play around with it now. If you know Microsoft Word, use it. If you don't know it, it's a nice way to learn it now, at least a little bit of time. So you'll write it wherever you do it, and you'll attach it as a file. So I click on here, attach as a file, and I'll find a file, and I'll just do this one review. I'm just making this up. and I'll click on it. I'm in student mode, and what you see, I put in the file right in here, and then all I have to do in the comments, enjoy whatever you want to write, and then you hit submit. And when it's submitted, takes a little while, you'll see that it's already been submitted, and you'll see what I wrote in there. Do you see what I'm talking about? Now, this is something different for a presentation when you're doing your finals, what you're looking at. You see how I put that in there? Okay, and so you're set, and you know it's in here, and then in the grade book, you'll just see an exclamation point. So let me go into the grade book. Always check your grade to make sure. I've been doing all the grades. I haven't, at this time, finished your discussion board, but I'll do it later on this week. I'm trying to get this in. I got a couple of meetings later on in another class, so I'll try to do it over the weekend to at least finish up your discussion board, put your comment, but I did put your grades, attendance points, and everything else in there that we've done up to this point, so you should be all right. But when you're doing your selection, if you already kind of talked about what kind of business you guys want to do, I know we talked real lightly last night, you'll have an idea. So you know, oh, maybe I'll, when I look at some stores, I'll look at some boutiques or some hardware stores or some shoe stores or something else, or T-shirts or clothing line stores that I'm going to evaluate a department, because that's going to be part of my building up when I decide my own business or the team's business. Okay, so we have that. Good? All set? Now, when I go on the grades, let's look at the grade. Here are my grades. You're always going to have a running total. I get an F. Oh, my goodness, an F. My own class, I'm failing. How could I do that? Easy. Here's what we're just starting off a class, so you don't have that many points. You only have 46, so I think this one was here, let's see, it's 5 points to introduce the discussion board. This one here was assignments 35 points. You haven't done it. You see how you got this explanation? It needs grading. I have to grade it. Once it's graded, you'll have some information. You have a grade, and you have a little cloud there, so you could, if there's any comments I want to put on there. Okay. Now this one here is going to be coming up. It's not up here. It's coming up. It will be open up Monday for you to talk about. So on Thursday, you're going to decide what business venture or retail store you're going to open up, or department you're going to bring something in. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Thursday, that'll be part of our class time, and then one team member will submit it here as in a discussion board, and then other team members will reply. We'll talk about that later on. Just wanted to let you know. So you have that. Okay, weekly discussions, weekly assignments. Are you okay? You look into week 10, and you always have my full lectures. Remember, when you come in here to do the things, the classroom time is, it's a blended class. I spend a lot of time trying to do application. How do I apply what I learned? So once you read it, get the book, and have a general idea, or you can listen to my YouTube. You click it on, and here's my lecture. Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. George Mochocki. This is Marketing 106. Okay, so you've got this. It's this one is 37 minutes, and you should be all right. And you got the lecture, and you follow the concept plan. Look at it. Read the book first. Look at my YouTube lecture. This is what's required for the online section. I know lecture, but you're not being shortchanged. The lectures are all right in here. Not as in-depth as in book. It's just a quick overview of what you've read and areas you should have some emphasis on. All right, I think that's it. I think we have everything else. So I have the lectures, I have this, I have your grade. Here's the project. It's open up how to create your project. You can click on this, and I have a YouTube on this also that walks through the project. I have a PowerPoint that talks about what's required for a project. I have a quick overview. I have a mind map, a concept map to tell you what section is, and then later on you'll identify who's going to do what section, and then similar to what you'll be doing in a business in a team setting. All right, that's it. So again, remember, do finish the discussion board. Look at go into weekly assignment here. Right, when I look at weekly assignment, right, come in here, weekly assignments, and make sure you click on week 2. Do your evaluation over the week at some stores in between. And if you don't have a car, you can't drive, then when you're at campus, look at the bookstore and then evaluate, Studio V or 5, whatever it's called here at Harper, and see what the different material or something that you could get your 2 pages or 700 word write up, and then we'll discuss it inside next Thursday. All right. Again, I'm sorry for throwing this in, but I made the correction. I'm a business, and this way you can see the live videos as I would have been communicating to you if you were fully online with me. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy. And look, I enjoy meeting all of you, and you'll learn a lot out of this class. You won't be an expert, but you'll have a general idea how people like myself or businesses from small to large, depending on what you need to know, you'll have that information. And if you don't know it, ask me, and I'll give you some feedback on that from a perspective. Remember, I'm a hybrid, half academic, half business person. So you get not only what the author is talking about, you also get to practicality, what's really happening in the business world. I'll talk to you later. Have a nice and safe weekend, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye. Let's see how many minutes I got here. Okay, 15 minutes. Good. That's all I want.